Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Legend Series, Marvel Avengers Infinity War Wave, Captain America, and this is the Build-A-Figure Thanos right there. And he comes in the typical Marvel Legend style packaging with that Avengers A on the top, which I know we're going to see again for the second wave of Avengers. And you got some actually pretty decent artwork on the side. I am impressed. This is a really nice artwork. But with the MCU figures, they usually do go all out when it comes to, the characters and figures and all that. On the back, you got that very just generic pose, vanilla pose of Cap. And then we got a little bit of info right here that's all blurry. There we go for you. And then everybody from the Wave, which I've reviewed. This one, and this one, and this one, and this one I'm doing now. And I have Iron Man, Spidey, and Songbird coming, so I will complete the California Raisin Thanos and actually give my honest opinion on it. And let's go ahead and save Captain out of his prison. Cap is out of his little prison. And he doesn't look as bad as I was thinking he was going to be, and how a lot of people were really dogging this figure. So he does come with a decent amount of accessories. His Build-A-Figure piece is that California Raisin Thanos head. And honestly, in person, it's not that bad. His eyes are very small looking and squinty. But it's not bad in person. Even me looking at it and then seeing it on camera, in person it's a lot better. He does come with 2 fisticuff hands because gotta be punching things. Blah blah blah. Don't know why there's no gloves, but he's just bare knuckle boxing. So it's all right. Then he comes with one when he should have came with 2 of these awesome looking shields. I really love the design, the paint work, very clean, and it's just a really nice looking shield. Yeah, it's not his typical Captain America shield, but it's nice looking, and I love how they did the handles inside. So it just clips on, and he can basically just beat people down with these. It's just awesome. Like, you can see that this slid down. I just wish we had 2. So I might have to be on the lookout for somebody that does customs or needs to break one down, figure for fodder, so I can try to get one of these shields so I can have dose. Need 2 of these. Then we get into the figure. Is he as bad as everybody thinks he is? And honestly, he's not that bad. All right. So we're looking at the face. This is what everybody is talking about. Everybody is really talking about his face. And his eyes look fine. They got a little bit of shading around the eyes. Looks like he might have been crying a little bit. And his hair is definitely not the color it should be. They should have added a dark wash or something like that. But I feel, ew. Look at that gap. I don't like. See, that's a problem. Look at the gapping from his hair and the sideburns and stuff. That just makes it not look good. I don't even know if I can fix it. How would I fix that? Besides getting some putty or something and filling it. But let's just look at him at this side. This is his good side, I would assume. But even that, just stuff doesn't seem to line up. I don't know. The new method they're doing where they're connecting the hair separately instead of sculpting all in the head, it works for some figures, and sometimes you end up with this. But back to what I was saying, his hair needs a dark wash to it or repainted. But I think what really takes away from this figure and makes it seem weird is his upper lip. So from a side angle, it's you can see that since this is plastic that they're doing for the mustache and everything is sort of pushed out. So when you look at him straight on, he almost has a weird puffy out upper lip. And I think that might be what takes away, because from the nose and up, it's pretty nice. but I think it's that mustache that's throwing it off, in my opinion. Now, you guys can comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Or you could basically just be like, nope, Art, you're just completely wrong. Because everybody has opinions. And what's nice is the articulation. He can look down that far, and he can look up quite a bit. And, he can look left and right, has a little bit of attitude. And what's great about it, oh wait, is that? I don't know if that's supposed to be moving like that, but this piece down here is actually plastic. So it's not painted on flesh, so you don't have to worry about it getting scratched up and everything, and it blends very nicely because it's the same plastic. I love that. The figure, his body and everything, has texture throughout, and it looks great. It's really good. You can feel the texture. You can see the texture. You guys really can't see it because it's not really focused, but there you go. But look at all that texture. The paints, like the dark reds and stuff, it just fits that Infinity War style. He's just like, hey, I'm not a bright Captain America, but I'm a little bit darker because, I'm fighting Thanos and all that. But, I mean, it looks great. One issue I did have, as you can see, there's a spot on his shoulder, right? See if I can focus in there. So you see that? It's because there's a little bit of plastic piece hanging down. So when I bent his arm up for articulation, it just scratched all that. But it didn't do it on the other side. And he does get fantastic arm articulation. Look at that. Both sides. And he gets that full rotation. It's a clicky rotation. Can't really hear it. He has a bicep swivel. He's got the double jointed elbow. Wrist rotation and a bend in there as well. And the paint on his forearms, pretty clean. So nothing that's like peeking out, which is good. That was my first issue when I first saw him in person, is this arm, the flesh that was painted looked nasty. Got a little bit of blue peeking through at the bottom, but not horrible. Got something going on here. And then the other thing that sort of bugs me, and everybody's sort of been talking about it, like he has one glove. Why couldn't they just give us 2 gloves? And he has a trigger finger, which is pretty cool, so we could actually equip him with a gun. So Captain America can use some guns. Then his ab crunch. Get some good ab crunch going on. See how far he goes back. Goes back a decent amount as well, so that's awesome. And when he goes back, very clean paint and sculpt right there. When he goes forward, nice and clean, and doesn't have overly sized gappage. And then look at the harness. Like, I wish this harness I wish this was a separate piece instead of sculpted in. I think that would have made this figure even pop even more. Just have this piece separate, because then we could have, yeah, that would have been nice. Because they did the belt separate. So the belt's actually a separate piece. Painted buckle, pouches, it's just, yeah, so you can slide it up and down. But belt could have used a wash to it as well. But I mean, it's pretty dark as is, so maybe a dark wash may not have made sense. He does have that, side rotation, giving him the bookshelf hips. And then as for splits, he can almost do a Van Damme, so very good splits. And he can do a Spartan kick, field goal, so he gets a really good kick out of that. Thigh swivel. It swivels, but what happens? Oh, we're breaking that line. Not a fan of that at all. He does have the double jointed knees, which work very well. Boot swivel where a boot swivel should be, because why would you have a boot swivel where a boot swivel shouldn't be? And then, ankle bend, pivot. Now, I just wish these boots, I wish they would have added some extra paint, done something, maybe the soles of the boots being a different color, because I'm just not a fan of it just being solid brown. Like, yeah, it matches the belt, but come on now. Come on, come on. But yeah, this figure in hand is not bad at all. Like, I like the feel of this figure completely. Granted, a lot of you know, may not be impressed with the head and stuff like that. Like I said, I think it's because of the way the lip has that extra plastic because of the mustache pushing out. But it's not as bad as people are saying he is. And if this was a bad figure, I would flat out tell you guys this is a crap figure. What sucks, though, is I do have the gapping in his hair. That's a huge disappointment, in my opinion. But the figure feels nice. The texturing throughout is great. And the fact that he just honestly, it's just an overall nice and hearty feeling figure. Nothing feels like hollow on him or anything. I'm not going to change out his fist hands because we all know how to interchange hands. But let's equip him with some gear. See if I can find a gun for this hand and put the shield in this one. We'll see what I can pose up. But this figure so far is way more impressive than I was expecting. Yeah, so I equipped Cap with the shield and hooked him up with the saw. And have the saw sort of propping up on his shield. And it looks pretty freaking awesome. So not only could you have him, you know, jumping through and attacking people with that shield, but he can actually be wielding a gun and sort of propping up on the shield. You know, sort of reminds me a little bit of like a SWAT type setup. But I mean, I definitely like it, even with the shield out of his hand. Let's see if I can get this to hold on there. This is just a gun I had laying around. So I did like a trade, or I bought something off somebody, and this was actually in the box. So not gonna be angry about a free gun. But yeah, like that's awesome. I mean, what and then what's not awesome is you see that line, it's not lining up. That's not awesome. But you guys see what I'm talking about. I mean, this figure is underrated. I really feel like this is an underrated figure. Posability, the feel. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can always be better with figures, but it is a $19.99 figure. If you got it at GameStop, you paid $22.99. That's the most I've seen it. If you paid more than $22.99, you're crazy. These figures, you can pick them up at Walmart. They're on sale. You can find them on sale. This figure is definitely worth a $19.99 price point. There's nothing wrong with this figure. His head looks fine in person. And like I said, if it was a crappy figure, I would tell you guys. So I really feel like this is a very underrated figure. So I hope you guys like what you saw, because that's going to be my unboxing review of the new Captain America. Hit that like if you like what you saw, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Hit that notification if you guys are subscribing fresh, or if you already are subscribed, because the only way you're going to know if I pump out content is if you get an alert, and that little bell will let you know when I pump out a new video. As always, good luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.